we're going to answer today is what is a healthy boundary? And maybe some examples here and there.
So a healthy boundary is you saying to yourself, I'm going to walk 30 minutes a day. It's a healthy boundary and a boundary that keeps you healthy. So essentially, any boundary that adds value to your life and to the lives of those who are affected by the boundary, I think is a healthy boundary. So it should be on balance, adding value.
What about I will walk 500 miles? What about that?
That's a very healthy boundary.
Yeah. And you have to be a very healthy individual to be able to walk that long.
Forrest Gump. I.e. Forrest Gump. Like Forrest Gump.
Vyaas, what do you think is a healthy boundary?
Good start. There's no way to top that. With that being said.
What?
Yeah, health. There's no way to top that answer when it comes to strictly defining healthy boundary. But let me take a stab at it from another angle. So a healthy boundary is, it's essentially something that keeps you in good stead with other people. So
like don't stab people.
Yeah,
that's a healthy boundary.
Exactly. That's a boundary, or rather boundaries set by the government,
right?
Because they don't trust their people enough to not do it. Because Louis C.K. I think has this great bit where he says, I don't remember, it was George Carlin. He says, if there were no rules, like people would actually be killing other people for just not holding the door. Like when you're in the subway, like that would actually happen. Like you just have dead bodies, and that might be a case of purge. So there are boundaries set by the government and boundaries set by individuals that are not set by the government, because it absolutely wouldn't make sense if it were set by another agency or an organization. So healthy boundary, is something that just keeps you alive, keeps you healthy, keeps you safe, and keeps you maintain a cohesive relationship with other people. So, and you need boundaries for that. Just like how you need traffic lights on a road, how you need lanes anywhere but.
Or else we descend into anarchy, you're saying?
Yeah, definitely. Total anarchy with no consequences.
Boundaries, they also sort of have to be like they're not the laws, they're not the rules. There are needs sometimes where the boundaries might have to be broken within reason, and so boundaries exist in that way because you create those boundaries within reason. For example, like with the stabbing one, don't stab people. But then if it's for self-defense, you're like, oh, okay, cool. So there are times where within reason, it's okay to cross that boundary.
Okay, Akshay, I have a confession here to make. There was a time in 2016 when I first came to New Jersey where I jaywalked.
Yeah.
And I think the statute of limitations has run out now, so I might as well confess 5 years are done. And so the thing is, at the time, I felt that I was in a hurry and I had to break the rule. And so I violated a boundary that the state had set. And I did not feel bad about it at all for even a single moment.
You should know.
Thank you for being vulnerable with us. Thank you.
Well, for those of you wondering, statute of limitations is essentially a time period that is set by the government for a particular law-breaking act, where you've got to be prosecuted or the case has to be brought to the government's notice within that time frame. So, what's the statute of limitations on jaywalking, Deepak? Or does a law even exist?
In New Jersey law, for most petty crimes, it's like 5 years. Yeah. I don't think there's a statute of limitations for things like murder. You can be prosecuted for 50 years later as well. So it depends on the seriousness of the crime in question.
Definitely petty criminal you are. You just called it a petty crime.
Oh, and for those who don't know what jaywalking is, it means you're crossing the street when, pedestrians are not supposed to, when the signal doesn't say that, then you're jaywalking.
Jaywalking. Or not on a zebra crossing.
Yeah. So there's a book that basically says every American breaks at least 3 laws on a daily basis, because that is how irrational the rules in this country are. Some of them dating back to like 1800s, which forbid things that don't even happen today with technology that nobody has even heard of in today's world. So that's why we need to keep updating boundaries, and a boundary might be healthy when you come up with it, but it may not remain that way. So you have to re-examine how healthy boundaries are. Boundaries can get sick in that way.
Sick boundaries.
Sick boundaries.
That's I think that's a term that has to be very clearly differentiated from boundaries that are really good. Like, for example, walking 500 miles is a sick boundary because it's a very healthy boundary. Right? That's why English is such a terrible language for people who are just non-native speakers. But we're talking about actually sick boundaries that are on a ventilator.
Right. You have to pull the plug.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah, let's pull the plug on this video as well. It was good chat. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, you're still here? Well, thanks for getting to the end of the video. Hey, while you're still here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get new updates when we post videos. Also, make sure to check out these equally exciting videos as well. Have you pressed it yet? Come on, you have 5 seconds left. 3, 2, press it now.